Nearly 200,000 Australians live in residential aged care facilities, and most of us don't ever want to join them. The ABC's Australia Talks national survey has also revealed an overwhelming belief that our country doesn't have enough respect for older Australians. Casey Briggs has more on our anxieties about ageing.
Will you be able to afford to retire comfortably? According to the Australia Talks survey, only half of us have any confidence that we will. Men are more likely to say they'll have the money to retire comfortably, while women, lower income Australians and people with a disability are more pessimistic. Regardless of our personal situations, nearly all of us agree the ability to retire comfortably is a problem for Australians. And most of us, about 2/3 of Australians, think that in this country we do not do a good job respecting and taking care of older citizens. You're more likely to think that if you vote for a political party on the left of the political spectrum. Perhaps that perception is part of the reason 3/4 of us, 76% of Australians, say they never want to live in a nursing home. That's increased slightly since we asked this question in 2019. While nursing homes are not the preferred destination in our old age, it looks like we've also got a long way to go before we can even view them as places we'd feel comfortable living in.
To discuss this further, we're joined by Ralph Hampson, Associate Professor in Social Work at the University of Melbourne. Welcome to ABC News. Firstly, just over half of all of those surveyed said they felt confident they would have enough money to retire comfortably, but that number can vary significantly depending on age and also where someone lives. So what do you think that signifies about how Australia is handling that shift to being an ageing, older population overall?
I think what's really important, Miriam, is that when we think about superannuation, we need to think about what we want to do in retirement. So there are often figures thrown around like you need $1 million a year, $1 million invested in super to have a good retirement. But it really does depend on what you want to do in that retirement. So I think planning for it is really important, and often people don't plan for old age. I think we have an avoidance of planning for this period of life because for many of us it generates some fear and anxiety, as your report showed, that most people, for instance, don't want to go to a nursing home.
When it comes, though, to the discrepancies that we continue to see between men and women, just for instance, but also for people with disability, how easy is it for people to actually undertake that planning, or should there be more assistance, more support, more input to allow that planning to happen?
I think there definitely does need to be more input, but some of that is provided through Centrelink and other government services if people want to use that for their financial planning. So I think the thing I would say, it's starting early and not leaving it till later.
Do you think, though, that there could be more, I suppose, of a push around, particularly obviously when we've seen the discussion around the gap between men and women with superannuation and where that leaves women who tend to live older? Does there need to be more done there to help shore up what is an ongoing, prolonged issue?
Absolutely. I think what's really important there is that women are often disadvantaged in superannuation, often because for the generation of people ageing now, women didn't work and are dependent on their partner's superannuation often. Also, we have an increasing problem of women being homeless in later life because of their lack of financial security when they were younger.